time is 6:15. Here's the news, edited by Dulmin Samrasingha, read by Victor Raj. Here are the headlines of the local news. The President and Pakistan Prime Minister hold bilateral talks on agriculture, trade, tourism, technical and other sectors. The Pakistan Prime Minister calls on the subcontinent countries to involve in businesses and investment. A discussion takes place between Pakistan and Sri Lanka trade ministers. COPA Committee recommends to develop an action plan within 2 months to resolve the human-elephant conflict. Foreign news, the US seeks to return to UN human rights body. Sports news, the International Olympic Committee is ready to announce preferred bidders for 2032 games. Local news in detail. The official meeting between President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan took place this morning at the Presidential Secretariat. The two state leaders expressed their views about exchanging technical to promote agriculture in the two countries. Both of them said that their target was to increase agriculture economy while giving a high income to the farmers and fair prices to the consumers. Prime Minister Imran Khan pointed out that agriculture economy in Pakistan is similar to Sri Lanka's agriculture economy. Discussions took place on the possibilities of enhancing trade and investment between the two countries. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that he would invite Pakistan people to visit Sri Lanka after controlling the spread of coronavirus pandemic. He expressed views on the measures to be taken for the progress of the tourism sector in both countries. Prime Minister Imran Khan held delegation-level meetings with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa of Sri Lanka. Both sides comprehensively reviewed the multifaceted bilateral relationship in diverse fields of cooperation. The talks were held in a warm and cordial atmosphere, marked by mutual trust and respect. The visit afforded a timely opportunity to both sides to further build upon their close and regular consultations. The two sides reviewed the extensive engagement that exists between the two countries in promoting cultural linkages, human resources development and capacity building in diverse areas, as well as educational and technical cooperation. The Pakistan side announced 100 scholarships in the field of medicine as part of the Pakistan-Sri Lanka Higher Education Cooperation Program. While realizing the existence of great potential of religious tourism to Buddhist archaeological sites and noting the close ancient and cultural ties dating back to Gandhara civilization, the two sides underscored the importance of enhancing cooperation in the field of tourism. In order to explore new avenues for enhancing bilateral trade and investment between the two countries, a high-level Pakistan-Sri Lanka Trade and Investment Conference was held on 24 February 2021. During the visit, 5 MOUs between Pakistan and Sri Lanka were signed. Prime Minister Imran Khan announced a new $50 million defense credit line facility. The two sides stressed the need for stronger partnership for supporting and coordinating with each other in dealing with the matters related to security, tourism, organized crime and drug and narcotic trafficking, as well as intelligence sharing. Prime Minister Imran Khan, in his efforts to strengthen sports diplomacy, participated at an interactive session with the sports community of Sri Lanka today. At this event, Sri Lanka's Minister of Sports and Youth, Namal Rajapaksa, announced the commissioning of the Imran Khan High Commissioner Sports Centre in Colombo. The Pakistan side announced its decision to provide 52 million Pakistan rupees for promotion of sports in Sri Lanka. Both sides underlined the importance of interreligious dialogue and harmony as a key to promote cultural diversity, peaceful coexistence and mutual empathy. Both sides reiterated their commitment to the principles and objectives of the SAARC Charter. The two sides reaffirmed their joint commitment to regional peace, security and stability. Prime Minister Imran Khan highlighted the opportunities presented by China-Pakistan Economic Corridor for regional economic growth and prosperity. Prime Minister of Sri Lanka thanked the government and people of Pakistan for the constant support extended by Pakistan to safeguard the independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity of Sri Lanka. Prime Minister Imran Khan thanked Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa for the warm hospitality extended to him and his delegation. The Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan called on the subcontinent countries to involve in business and investment with each other and emphasized on the need for this and for peace in the region in order to alleviate poverty. He was addressing the Sri Lanka Trade and Investment Conference held this morning at the Shangri-La Hotel on the second day of the state visit to Sri Lanka. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, Minister Foreign Affairs Dinesh Gunawardena, Trade Minister Bandula Gunawardena, Minister of State for Finance Ajit Niwat Cabral were at the head table at this conference organized by the Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan respectively. Prime Minister Imran Khan said his involvement to get into politics was to alleviate poverty. He said, to do this, we need to create wealth, and to create wealth, there needs to be business and investment in the region, and to do what you need, political stability in the region. The Pakistan Prime Minister said he tried with India. Issues in the subcontinent conflicts have to resolve through dialogue and improved trade relations. He said although he did not succeed, he is optimistic that sense will finally prevail. He invited the Sri Lankan business people to invest and make use of the opportunity available in Pakistan. He said their policies have completely changed and they have removed the impediments. The Pakistan Prime Minister pointed out that there is a lot of potential for business and for strong trade ties in the subcontinent. With a population of 1.3 billion people, he said, we have not tapped the potential it has. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, Minister of Foreign Affairs Dinesh Gunawardena, Trade Minister Bandula Gunawardena, Minister of State for Finance Ajit Niwat Cabral were at the head table at this conference organized by the Minister of Commerce and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan respectively. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan left the island this afternoon after a successful two-day official tour. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with more local news, a discussion between Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena and Pakistan Trade Minister Abdul Razak took place today at the Ministry of Trade. Views were exchanged on signing a memorandum of understanding between the two countries by the Export Development Board. Attention was paid on maintaining the free trade agreement between the two countries without interruptions. The Pakistan Trade Minister agreed to commence a credit line for essential consumer goods imported from Pakistan to Sri Lanka. Minister Gunawardena drew the attention of the Pakistan Trade Minister about the taxes imposed on goods exported to Pakistan. The Pakistan Trade Minister assured to remove unnecessary taxes. A meeting between Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan and opposition leader Sajid Premdasa took place this afternoon at Shangri-La Hotel in Colombo. Parliamentarians Khabir Hashim and Imtiaz Baki Markar were present on the occasion. The Committee on Public Accounts directed the Secretary to the Ministry of Wildlife and Forest Conservation and its respective officials to prepare a formal plan in order to expedite the implementation of the recommendations made to resolve the human-elephant conflict, which is now a grave concern in Sri Lanka. Accordingly, the COPA Committee directed for a report to be submitted to Parliament within 2 months. In addition to the report contained in the recommendations of the Special Committee chaired by Dr. Preeti Viraj Fernando, appointed by the President to find a solution to the existing human-elephant conflict, which has already been submitted to the President. The COPA Committee also called for a review of the national policy on the resolution of the elephant-human conflict in 2006 by a panel of experts when preparing the formal plan. Dr. Preeti Viraj Fernando, an expert in research and experience governing the human-elephant conflict pointed out that traditional methods of chasing elephants, which is currently in operation, have failed for nearly 50 years. The committee observed that there are areas with elephant fences which are successful being implemented with the contribution of the community and the respect to local stakeholders. And thus, this problem can be minimized by adopting such successful methods in other areas as well. The committee pointed out that although there are proposals in policy documents to resolve the human-elephant conflict, they are not being implemented in practice at the grassroots levels. The Prime Minister's Special Coordinating Secretary for Batticaloa-Ampara districts, Vinagamurthy Muralidharan, has said that programs are being carried out in the Ampara district to improve the livelihoods of the female-headed families. He said that Palmyra Products centers have been set up in the Tampatti, Tirukoval and Tandiyadi areas. It covers livelihoods projects for 600 families. Vinagamurthy Muralidharan further said that they will be given training with 3,000 rupees per month as an allowance. The Director of the Northern Province Health Services, Dr. A. Katishwaran, said that the number of cases of the COVID virus infection in the Northern Province has passed 1,000. 42 people were diagnosed with 443 PCR tests at Jaffna Teaching Hospital yesterday. He said that 29 people have been confirmed to be infected with COVID during the test. 24 infected persons have been identified from 6 families in Mante, Westin Manor. 13 people have been diagnosed with the disease at the Jaffna University Medical Faculty Laboratory. They are from Point Pedro. Meanwhile, 2 nurses and 1 patient at the Jaffna Teaching Hospital have been diagnosed with COVID infection. The Director of Northern Province Health Services, Dr. A. Katishwaran, further said that a woman admitted for treatment at Chavakacheri Hospital has been confirmed to be infected. The police headquarters says that the high response has been received for hotline number 1997 introduced to inform about the persons who destroy forest by cutting trees. Police said that following 2 raids conducted at Atampiti and Uhana areas on information given by the police, 5 suspects were taken into custody with logs and machines used to saw timber. Police have also arrested a group of people who was cutting down trees in the Atampiti Balapana Forest Reserve. The Department of Examination says the GC Advanced Level Examination candidates should arrive at GC Ordinary Level Examination candidates should arrive at the examination centers 1 hour before the commencement of the examination. The department said that this is due to strict health protective measures that are being implemented at examination centers. The department said that if a candidate has not received the admission card of the examination, it can be downloaded by logging into www.donets.lk website. Commissioner General of Examinations Sanat Pujitha said that hotline number 1911 and telephone number 0112 784 208 are available to inquire about any issues related to the examination, which will commence on Monday. That came to you in local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Ministry of Health says that 672 COVID-19 patients have been discharged from medical care as they have recovered from the virus. This brings the total number of novel coronavirus recoveries reported in the country to 76,514. Sri Lanka's confirmed cases now stands at 80,739. The epidemiology unit says 4,042 of them are still under medical care. That ends main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhaleba.
Moving on to Watchlight. The Prisons Department has introduced an online facility for prison visits, which enable relatives of inmates even to have a video chat with inmates. The online service enables relatives of inmates to book a date and time for their convenience. The department said that the service, which is currently available only for the Angunakula Palace prison, would be later available for prisons across the country. That ends Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
World News headlines first. The US seeks to return to UN human rights body. New Zealand pilot whales refloated at a stranding spot. China court orders a man to pay wife for housework in a landmark case. World News in detail. The United States will seek election to the UN Human Rights Council later this year. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said today, marking the Biden administration's latest international re-engagement. Blinken, addressing the council by recorded video, said the President Joseph Biden's administration would work to eliminate what we call the Geneva Forum's disproportionate focus on the U.S. ally Israel. Rescuers have successfully refloated 28 pilot whales on a notorious New Zealand beach where they had repeatedly beached themselves. The long-finned pilot whales were part of a pod of around 50 first found on Monday at Farewell Spit, known for its mass strandings. At least 15 from the pod have died. Wildlife officers said the surviving whales, who were rescued twice, have remained close to shore and could beach themselves again. A Beijing divorce court has ordered a man to compensate his wife for the housework she did during their marriage in a landmark ruling. The woman will receive 50,000 yuan for 5 years of unpaid labor. The case has generated a huge debate online over the value of domestic work, with some saying the compensation amount was too little. The ruling comes after China's introduction of a new civil code. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. The US seeks to return to UN human rights body. New Zealand pilot whales refloated at a stranding spot. China court orders a man to pay wife for housework in a landmark case. That ends World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Moving on to development news, Muthrajavela wetland has been brought under the purview of the Ministry of Environment and the Urban Development Authority. Minister Mahinda Amravira said the decision has been taken on the advice of the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Minister Mahinda Amravira stated that the steps will be taken to develop it into an attractive ecosystem for local and foreign tourists. The project has been planned to be completed by the end of next year while preserving the Muthrajavela ecosystem. That came to you on Development News. Moving on to sports news. Olympics. The International Olympic Committee will today announce its choice of a non-binding preferred bidder for the 2032 Summer Olympics in what is the first in a series of steps towards deciding a host city. The IOC would finalize the decision at its executive board later today. Several cities and countries have publicly expressed an interest in the 2032 Games, including Australia's Queensland, Indonesia, Budapest, China, Doha, and Germany's Ruhr Valley, among others. Tennis news. World number 3 Simona Halep has withdrawn from next week's Qatar Open in Doha. Halep, who lost in straight sets to Serena Williams in the Australian Open quarterfinals last week, did not specify why she was pulling out of the 1st to 6th March hardcourt tournament. World number 1 Ash Barty and American Sofia Kenin are expected to compete in the tournament. That ends the sports news.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Cabinet nod has been granted to expand the industrial zone in Kaluthara by absorbing a crown land plot of 1,946 hectares adjoining zone to meet the growing demand of industrialists for land in the Western Province. Minister of Industries Vimal Veeravansa presented the proposal to expand the industrial zone and distribute plots of lands among the industrialists under the Regional Industrial Zones Development Program after laying the required infrastructure facilities. That ends business news.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Individuals and organizations stockpile cash during 2020 as they set aside large sums of money in bank accounts, most likely due to lack of spending opportunities and the inclination to hold on to the cash available during the time of crisis. The data showed that both demand deposits and time and saving deposits began rising at record phase since March last year, while the build-up of two deposit types accelerated from October through December as the second wave of COVID-19 lockdowns forced people again to shelter in place and economic activities to de-accelerate. That ends economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, on to the weather report. The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will look at several places in Sabaragama province and in Gol, Mathura and Kaluthara districts during the evening or night. Fairly heavy falls, about 50 mm, can be expected at some places in these areas. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in central Sabaragama, Uva and western provinces and in Gol and Mathura districts during the morning. That ends weather report. To bring to an end this afternoon's broadcast on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. The President and the Pakistan Prime Minister hold bilateral talks on the agriculture, trade, tourism, technical and other sectors. The Pakistan Prime Minister calls on the subcontinent countries to involve in business and investment. A discussion takes place between Pakistan and Sri Lanka trade ministers. COPA committee recommends to develop an action plan within 2 months to resolve the human-elephant conflict. Foreign news, the US seeks to return to UN human rights body. Sports news, the International Olympic Committee is ready to announce preferred bidder for 2032 games. With that, we conclude the evening news broadcast on Radio Sri Lanka. And back to my good friend and yours, Chandma Veerakorn.